Okay, so today we're going to look at the levels of outlining. Now, when we look at our chapter, we're going to be on page 36. Entire page. Yeah. All right, we're on page 36, and this is section 1 in chapter 2 called Newton's First Law. And our first blue heading is force. Now, this information here we need to know, again, we need to make sure that we look at what we'll learn. We need to understand balance and net forces, Newton's first law of motion, which is known as inertia, and how friction affects motion. Let's see, I'm trying to write. Is it working? No, it's not working. Hang on. Okay, if we all remember that Newton's first law of motion is inertia. Okay, which means a body is going to do whatever it's doing. It's going to move. If it's moving, it's going to stay still if it's staying still. Okay, so we are going to look at this whole chapter, whole section just for a second and take a look at the headings and how we're going to make our outline. So on page 36, we have a big red heading here called Newton's first law, and then we have a blue heading that's force. Then on the next page, we have two smaller red headings. Now these all represent 3 different levels in our outline. Okay, on page 38, if you turn the page, you've got 2 blue headings again. And then on page 39, we have 2 red headings, little ones, and 2 more red headings, and a final little red heading on page 41. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to make our base outline. Now, the big red heading is going to be a Roman numeral. So you're just listening right now. Okay, so that's Roman numeral 1. Now, our blue headings are going to be capital letters. So this is capital letter A would be force. And now let's go find the next blue heading. Is there a blue heading there? Nope. Okay, there's a blue heading. So this would be B. And then friction, what letter will friction be? Friction will be C. Okay, now we're going to look for more blue headings in this section. Do we have any more blue headings? No. Okay, now the next level under the capital letters is our little red headings. These are regular numbers. So we start with number 1, and this is number 2. Okay? Now, we have our new capital letter B right here. We don't have any red headings in here. Capital letter C, we have red headings under C. So for friction opposes sliding, we are going to start over again and we're going to put a number 1. And then we have other ideas about motion. We're going to put a 2. And we still haven't gotten a new blue heading, so this will continuing our numbering. 3, 4, and then our rolling friction will be 5. Okay? So now, if we have a sheet of notebook paper, we can go through, and we have to make sure we leave room for our facts as we do this. So, on a sheet of notebook paper, we're going to begin our outline. Okay, so for our outline, we have, hang on a second. Okay, what did we say? Roman numeral 1. You write Roman numeral 1 right here, and the heading is Newton's first law. Okay? That is Newton's first law. So let's see if I can do... Okay, so we have Roman numeral 1, Newton's first law. Now our next heading, our heading force, that can go right underneath it because there's no text. So we're going to put a capital A because that's our first blue heading and it's force. Okay, now we haven't read this yet, but we have 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. We have 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. We have a definition right here. We have information about a figure right here. So we should be able to pull 2 or 3 facts. So let's put some lines here for our facts. So our facts are always lowercase letters. So A, B, and C. Okay? Now, we're going to go to our next page. Okay? So now we have our 2 red headings that are underneath our blue heading. So we will give those a number 1. Okay, and this is combining forces. All right, and we have 2 paragraphs here. We have 2 paragraphs. We have another definition. So what if we say we're going to pull 2 facts from this section? We'll say A and B. And then we have number 2. So we have what we call balanced and unbalanced forces. You got this, Montgomery? I'm going to run out of room, Nick. CES. Okay. There we go, Caleb. All right. So how many definitions do we have in this section? Okay. Now we know about balanced and unbalanced forces, but here's a definition and here's a definition. I bet we can find 3 facts here. So we're going to put an A, a B, and a C, okay? So please make sure, Christian, as you're doing this, that you're skipping lines. And as we continue to do these, we'll get better at understanding or estimating our spaces. But if Colin was to do this on the computer, or if anybody did it on the computer, you'd be able to budget your time better, right, Parker? Okay, here we go. Okay, so now when we turn the page, we see we've got another new blue heading. So our blue headings are capital B's. So we're going to write capital B right here, right against the red line, right, Anna? And we're going to write Newton's first law of motion. Okay, Christopher, I have a special guest here today.
Suspense! Hi, everyone. Science is fun.
We miss her, don't we? 3rd period. 4th period has had enough. Right there, Bo. I'm standing on my tippy toes. Okay, Newton's first law of motion. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. Oh my goodness. We have 1 definition. We have, wow, how many facts do you think we'll find? Some of this is gobbledygook. Not really. We have information about Galileo. So let's find 3 facts maybe. That's always good. 3 is a wonderful number. Okay. Now we have another blue heading. So that's going to be capital letter C. And I skipped 2 lines there. I'm sorry. Friction. Okay, friction. Friction is our friend. All right, we have a definition. And then remember how many little red headings we had under friction? So let's say we're just going to write our definition of friction here. Okay, and then we will go to our little red headings. How many little red headings did we have? Do you remember, Abby? Let's see. Okay, so Josh, here we go. Friction. We're going to put our definition of friction right here, and then we're going to start with number 1. And we have friction opposes sliding. O-P-P-O. Uh-oh. Kyle, I misspelled it. Sliding. Okay. And Miss Spence, do I need to have a letter A right here?
I believe you do not.
I do not. Okay.
Because there is not a need for. Are you going to put anything under the friction opposes?
Just a fact.
Then yes, you do need an A.
Okay.
But
How many facts?
yes.
How many facts are we going to pull from this paragraph? All right. Sorry, we had a little discussion there, and yeah. All right. So, all right. We have friction opposes sliding. We're going to say that there might be a fact there, and the jury says that Ms. Stichter is going to say you're going to put an A there to remind yourself you need a fact. Then we're going to look at our number 2, which is that older ideas about motion. You can ignore Miss Spence's crinkling paper in the background if you hear it, because she's making paper airplanes that don't fly. Did you get one that flies? Do they? Fly with some certain sort of style. Okay. Older ideas about motion. I don't know that there's really going to be much here that is going to be that important to us. So we'll pull a fact out because we haven't really talked about that much. So for our class, all right, so then we have older ideas about motion, but really the 3 we're most concerned about are our 3, 4, and 5, because we have our static friction. So our number 3 right here is going to be static friction, and we haven't talked about what static friction is, but you're going to learn about that in class. And I'm really stretching here. Ugh, okay. We have 2 paragraphs, and probably we'll get 2 facts, A and B. And then we have 4, which is our sliding friction. Okay, and we have 1 paragraph for sliding friction, and I guess because the name is sliding, it might be a little more common sense. So let's do A. Let's see. Let's do B, because there's maybe fun facts there. And then, last but not least, we have number 5, which is going to be rolling friction. Okay, and that is section 1. Bam! Okay, we have 2 paragraphs, but yeah, let's go for 2 facts for that one too. Okay. So now the next task will be to locate the facts. But that's how we make an outline. This is Mrs. Stichter's version of an outline. It's the junior high style. So you will probably see other ways to do outlines, but this will help you get your information organized. All right, have a wonderful night. Bye.